it takes a dump on one of those floors. And no, it was not in the restroom.
It's cold outside, but the fire keeps us warm.
Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. And if you're new here, hey friend. Today I'm gonna be giving y'all another security story time. Now no, I'm gonna start off by saying this is not the story about how toxic failed. Like I said, we gotta build up to that, but it's gonna be a story, actually 3 stories in one video about all of the crazy encounters I've had working this job, y'all. So before we get into it, why don't y'all go ahead and click that subscribe button if you're not already subscribed, because you're gonna want to stay. Also, go ahead and click that notification bell so that way you can see when I post videos. Now grab your snacks, grab your drink, whatever your drink of choice is. Mine is actually gonna be something I haven't had in a long time. So I made me a Coca-Cola float with some Coke and some Bluebell ice cream. I haven't had this since I was a kid, y'all. And I was like, it's the holidays, so why not treat myself? You know, sometimes you gotta treat yourself, okay? But not too much, because then you get a wide back. And we don't want that, especially not in 2024. But anyways, yeah, let's get into it. So, if you're new here and you haven't seen any of my other security story times, you may want to go ahead and watch those, preferably this one up here, since this is the first one I made, and it kind of gives you an overview of this whole security job and the star of the show, which is my toxic boss that I just decided to name Toxic. So basically the first story I'm gonna tell y'all is about the time when a homeless man, or a man off the street, or I think he was homeless or maybe on drugs, whatever, basically he ended up getting into our building, y'all. It was not on my watch, y'all. This was like literally before my shift. So there were 3 shifts: morning shift, the evening shift, and the overnight shift. We had like one overnight person that would stay overnight. They were required to be on the 2nd floor because, like I said, the 1st floor you had to badge in, so nobody could enter the 1st floor without a badge. So the 3rd shift security officer, they were required to not only stay at the desk and monitor cameras, but they were also required to do a few laps every now and then, just go on every floor patrolling, just making sure everything was okay. Now honestly, I think that was a great idea, considering the fact that it keeps you up when you're moving around. I've tried to do an overnight shift and that was a fail. Not at this security job, but at a different one. But that's a story for another time, okay? So let me tell y'all how it happened. This is what my coworker told me, and this is also some of what I saw on camera when they played the footage back. An older gentleman that worked in our building, he entered through the 1st floor by badging in, and he let some guy off the street piggyback him, and the guy enters right behind him without badging in. Mind you, the guy did not look like he worked in a building. He would stick out like a sore thumb. He had on some jean shorts, a blue shirt, a blue hat, a chain. Y'all, I swear, I know I'm describing his outfit to where it's like, he's homeless? Like, I don't know, maybe he was just on drugs. He was for the streets, okay? That's all I gotta say. He was for the streets. He looked like he stayed on the streets, and clearly he was on some, okay? So anyways, the older gentleman didn't say nothing to him. Maybe the older gentleman was just scared and didn't want any trouble. But our elevators are set up different, okay? So once he gets in the building, he goes to the little keypad and hits his floor, and then he goes to the elevator. An elevator will automatically open up and take you to said floor, okay? Now these elevators do not have buttons on the inside. It was that high tech to where anybody operating the elevator was somebody that badged in and had access to the building, and they could just press the button on that floor. So basically the elevators are, if you're stuck on the elevator, you're at mercy of who's pushing what button to get to what floor. I hope you get what I'm saying, and I hope it's not coming off confusing, okay? So he goes up with the gentleman. I don't know if maybe the gentleman hit a different floor so he could get off, and then later on hit a different floor to get to another floor. I don't know how it happened, but basically the gentleman wasn't working on any of these floors that the guy went on. So somehow the guy was able to make it to different floors. So he hit up, let's say, the 4th floor, right? I guess he sees a tote bag on somebody's cubicle or in somebody's cubicle. He takes that tote bag and decides to go shopping, y'all. Literally decides to go shopping on that floor. So he takes that tote bag and he's just taking knickknacks off of people's cubicles, pictures, snacks, everything. Like, because around this time it was super early, and a lot of people, they didn't really start to get to the building till about like maybe 7:38. So this was real early in the morning when this happened. So he's doing that, eating snacks, just having him a field day. Then he decides, ooh, I'm gonna go to the elevator. And then he goes to the elevator, somehow ends up going from floor to floor. He only made it to 2 more floors from what I hear. And on one of said floors, and not only was he shopping with that little tote bag that he picked up, but he also takes a dump on one of those floors, okay? Takes a dump on one of those floors. And no, it was not in the restroom. It was not in the restroom. He did not take a dump in the restroom, okay? And I heard some more graphic stuff. I'm not sure if it was rumors or not. I hear that maybe he smeared some you know, stuff on the walls, and he done messed up fish tanks and spilled over some stuff. Basically, I hear it was a mess. I heard some rumors, not sure if they're true, and my memory's kind of foggy because this was so long ago. But those were some of the rumors I recall hearing about what he did on said floors, okay? So, oh my God, like I get there and I see old boy in cuffs and the police, and I'm like, ask my coworker, oh, what happened? And then they give me the rundown, and I'm like, well, how did they catch him, right? So they caught him red-handed. So basically, I think maybe the older gentleman did call the coworker, my 3rd shift coworker, because I don't know if maybe my coworker caught him on camera or what, but I don't know. Maybe the gentleman reported him, maybe not. I do not remember, but I do know that they did see him on camera. My coworker did call that in, call the police, call the security, some additional downtown security, and they were able to go in, and then he was, from what I gather, they were able to look at the cameras to see exactly where he was. And right when they were gonna go up to get him, tell me why he comes out the elevator like a deer in headlights with his hands full of stuff. Not only a tote bag, but his hands full of other stuff. And then he tries to get back on the elevator, but there are no switches, there are no buttons in the elevator, so he was stuck like Chuck. So he gets in the elevator, doors closed, then doors open again because he can't go nowhere. Like, hello? So yeah, he was caught, basically caught red-handed. I'm like, this fool, he had to be on something, had to be. Even when I looked at him while he was in cuffs, he just looked spaced out, just a mess. And my coworker was like, no, look, 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 and was just showing me like the camera angles of when he went on this floor, when he went on that floor, when he first came in, the timestamps and all of that. And we were just cracking up, y'all. I feel bad for them people with the cubicles, especially if he did what they said he did. I feel sorry for them and whoever had to clean it up. But yeah, old dude had to be on something. And I'm not surprised that he looked sort of normal as far as the clothes he was wearing, because if you all are from Houston and y'all go downtown, you know, you can see people that's kind of off, but sometimes normal looking people be kind of off in the head. Like, This is just a side story, real short, ain't got nothing to do with this, but I remember I was walking downtown with my family, and then I saw this girl. She cute petite girl, had on makeup, had on a cute blouse, cute jeans, and she just started dancing or whatever. And then one of my family members was like, okay girl, I see you, this and that. And then she started doing some weird stuff. It's like that amped her up. She started licking her finger and licking the conch. My family member looked like, what the hell? And I was like, nah, look what you done did. You done amped up them drugs, because clearly she on drugs. I said, and look, she ain't got no shoes on. This girl ain't had no shoes, no purse, no nothing. But she was dressed up nice. Just didn't have no shoes on. She was getting on fountains and walking around the fountains. It's some off people downtown, okay? That's basically the point I'm trying to make. So yeah, I was like in shock. I'm like, that is crazy. So yeah, we really had to put out some notices like, hey, look, this, y'all can get fired for not following our rules, okay? I know we security and a lot of people like to look down on us security, but these rules are in place for a reason. So like, no, like you have to follow the rules. No piggybacking, like at all. That concludes story number 1. Now for this next story, we had all kind of people come into the building. Most of the time it was people coming in for interviews or meetings from other offices, or people just coming in just off the streets from downtown Houston because they lost and they need us to direct them. So this older gentleman comes in, but he goes to my coworker Tammy. I'm not really paying any attention. I'm on my side, just, you know, tidying up my desk, doing whatever I'm doing. And I kind of hear them getting into a little heated exchange, but I'm not really thinking nothing of it. And I'm looking at them, and then she was like, girl, don't pay him no mind, this or that. But I feel bad. He was really old. I didn't want to just ignore the dude. And plus, I wasn't really paying attention to what they were saying to each other. So I was like, no, let me not be rude. Like, let me hear dude out, see what he's trying to say. So he asked for a name, a specific name. And he said something about it being a law office or something. I was like, oh, no, sir. I said, this is not a law office at all. That name that you're telling me, I can assure you that person is not in this building. You're at the wrong building. And he was like, no. He was like, I own this. I have a real estate appointment. He just started saying stuff that did not make sense. Talking about he owned the building and all this other stuff. And I was like, sir, I can assure you that you do not own this building. This is ABC company, okay? And we are ABC security, okay? So no, I said I can direct you to where you're going. Let me know what the company name is or which building you're looking for. If I don't know it by heart, I can just Google it real quick. I guarantee you it's probably right around the corner or something like that. He just was not making no sense. It got to the point where we was talking around in circles, and I got a little patience, and I'm not gonna repeat myself more than once, okay? So I was like, look, sir, I'm gonna have to ask you to leave. Like I said, this is not the building that you are looking for. I can't help you. I'm sorry. I apologize. And he left out heated or whatever. And then Tammy stepped in and was like, yeah, we told you to go. So he leaves all mad and stuff like that. I ain't think nothing of it. I'm like, another crazy, another day, right? So I leave and I go make my rounds to give people breaks and whatnot. And I'm walking outside, and all of a sudden I hear this screaming, this real loud screaming. And then I'm thinking, oh, it must be the crazies, but dang, like, are they fighting with somebody? It's kind of loud. So I hear this man screaming, just cursing up a storm, right? And then I'm like thinking, that voice kind of sound familiar. So I'm crossing the street, and as I'm crossing the street, I look over, and way down the street, well, not even that far really, way down the street, it's that same man acting a fool. He is cursing up a storm. People passing by looking at him all concerned, looking at him like, what the hell? You know, when you so mad, you gotta do one of these, you gotta hit one of these. That man was hot. He was stomping his feet. He was I was like, oh shit. Cause the first thought in my mind was, ooh, if he see me, he might beat my ass. Like, ooh, if he see me, he might want to kill me. Like, cause he was already mad. Like, cause me and Tammy, we wasn't having it. Like, we told him he had to leave. So I was like, I don't know what this man gonna do to me if he see me, and I'm not trying to find out. When I saw him having a fit like that and he wasn't that far away from me, like, I low-key got scared because I thought, oh my God, for sure he's gonna see me. And while I was crossing the street, I almost tripped because I was so scared. And I was like, hell no. I said, let me hurry up and power walk to this building so I get this person a break, because hell no. But what I think what scared me the most about him was that when we were having that conversation, he said everything he said with so much conviction, like he believed what he was saying. So it's like, dang, like, did he have dementia, or did he have like memory loss or something? Or was he like, did our building we worked in used to be a law office? Like, I don't know, but he was saying it like he really believed it. He was just so pissed and appalled that we would not let him call whoever he wanted to see. Like, he was hot. He was mad. I get to my coworker that I'm supposed to be giving a break, and I'm all out of breath and stuff like that. I'm like, what's wrong with you? I'm like, man, this is crazies outside or whatever. And I kind of briefly tell them what was happening. They just bust out laughing. I get them a break. Then they come back from their break and they like, don't you have to break so-and-so? I said, yeah, I'm gonna stick around for a little bit more. You know, I'm gonna hang back a little longer. They was like, you scared, huh? I was like, shut up. Because he was over there, like down the street towards the other building that I had to go to break somebody. So I was like, nope, look, I ain't getting killed over no job. None. Last but not least, the third story I'm gonna tell you is about the customers we encountered. So every company got customers or whatever. I'm not gonna say which company it was, but there were customers, actual customers, pissed off customers. You know, you gotta be a pissed off customer if you go into a company's headquarters, okay? If you go into their corporate building, okay? When you go up in there, that means you trying to act an ass. That means you trying to make a scene. So yeah, we had actual customers coming to our building. So they would come in, they would ask to speak to someone, they would complain about whatever their complaint was, and we would tell them like, hey, look, this is the corporate building, we can't give out any information, so you all will need to call customer service, the customer service hotline, because they're the ones that can help you with your complaints or any issues that you have. We can't help you with that. We are just here to make sure this building is secure for our employees that we have working in the building, but they are not customer care or customer service by any means. We would try our best to make that clear to them. We would even give them a business card with a customer service number on it. I've even had some of them ask, well, can you call them right now for me and this and that? No, we cannot. This is for you, so you can call customer service, so you can get your complaint solved. That is not what we do. Like I said, we are here to secure the building. We're here to check people in, to have actual meetings or interviews. We cannot help you, but the only thing we can do to help you is give you this business card with a customer care number on it. Good day. Like, that's all we can do for you. So a lot of them, they would complain. Some of them would be like, oh, okay, well, thanks, this and that. Some of them would even be a little more persistent. Well, I need to speak to the president because blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to say what their complaints was, but I would tell them, like I said, I cannot give you any employee in this building. I cannot give you their information. I cannot give out numbers. The only number that I can give you is the customer service number. They would even ask for the freaking CEO or the CFO, and I'm like, ma'am or sir, I'm not even sure if they're even in this building at the moment, because they would come every now and then, but we would get a warning whenever they would come. So it was our job to basically know the CEO or the CFO's face, because they didn't have to badge in. They got special privileges. Basically, we had to roll out the red carpet for them, which is another story, because we did have actual celebrities or athletes come to our building sometimes for I don't know, I guess stuff having to do with the marketing department, but that's another story. But I told them, like, we can't, this is all we can do for you. But oh my God, like, it would be people mad and stuff like that, but I didn't care. I'm used to people being mad. I'm used to being a bad guy. Who likes security? I don't care. So this one time though, I got tested. Oh, I got tested so bad. This man comes in. Yes, a man, a sassy acting man. He comes in basically complaining, mad, got these papers in his hand. He's trying to show it to me, and I'm like, sir, I said, unfortunately, we cannot help you with that. That's a customer care issue. I told him, I said, this is corporate, and our job is to make sure that we get everybody checked in that's supposed to be in the building. If you're not here for an interview, or if you're not here for a meeting, we cannot let you in. We cannot give out any information. And I gave him the card, and he looked at that card and he said no. He was like, no, I need to see such and such, such and such. And he flicked that little card or whatever down, and I was like, okay, well, I've done all I can do. I'm gonna ask you to leave. And he was like, no, I'm not going anywhere. I need to see so and so. I need to see so and so. I need to see so and so. Like I said, I'm not one to repeat myself, okay? I get irritated quick. I don't have patience. Look, I'm gonna tell you something, and that's what it is. I'm not about to repeat myself over and over and over and over again. I already told you, if your mind can't grasp what I told you, then that's on you, because I don't argue with fools. I don't argue with stupid. I don't do stupid. So he did all that. I was like, okay, you can leave. And he just kept on, I need to see so-and-so. I need to see so-and-so. I need to see so-and-so. And then he started waving his little paper in my face. I said, sir, you need to back up, and you need to get your paper out my face. And my coworker called for backup, like, hey, this man needs to be escorted out of here or whatever. And then he just kept womp, 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 womp. At this point, I'm not even listening to him, because as long as you don't put that paper back in my face, we ain't gonna have no issues. Look, when I tell y'all I wanted to grab him by his shirt, This scrawny man. Oh, I really believe I could have took him with his scrawny ass. So I'm just like, I'm just end up doing my work, because this I can ignore all day. As long as you don't put your finger in my face, as long as you ain't waving nothing in my face, as long as you don't put your hands on me, I'm good. He was acting all sassy and all that until security and HBD came up in there. Once security and HBD came up in there, oh, he was nice then. Oh, he switched up his tune quick. He was like, oh, all right, ladies, you can't help me. Well, have a nice day. And I was like, get his ass out of here. Bye. Like, don't try to be nice to me now, because no. Thank God for self-control, right? And you gotta have that when you work in security. Like, I feel like I have mastered self-control to a certain extent. You know, you really gotta have control over your emotions when you work security, like, period. Like, no matter where you are. Like, a lot of people think, oh, you work security, you were in a corporate building, like it couldn't have been that bad. Even some of these corporate MFers will test you. Like, they will test you, which that's gonna be a whole nother story time, because yeah, it gets crazy, y'all. It gets crazy. But yeah, that's pretty much some of the stories that I have about the crazies that I've encountered, okay? But yeah, I really hope you all enjoyed this video. Please comment down below what your favorite story was. Also, make sure you hit that subscribe button. And also, if you're not a part of the notification gang, go ahead and click that bell, so that way you can see when I post videos. So yeah, stay tuned for my next videos. Peace.